welcome back to Valhalla Predator Hunting. Got a pretty cool video for you guys today because I'm going to be doing a review on the Thor 4 from ATN. A couple videos back I did an unboxing and promised to review, so here we go. I also want to do a review on the X-sight by ATN, and I also would like to do the Sightmark Wraith, which is another IR light that's just phenomenal. So stick with me. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Let's do this. So the Xsight 4K is an amazing infrared scope. It runs day and night options. With the IR, you can run night, and it also has a daytime option, which is full HD, and it also records and takes photo stills. The zoom goes from 5 to 20 on this particular model. When you get the ATN X-sight, it comes with an IR light. Now, the first thing you need to do with this IR light when you get it is pitch it. It's worthless. You can't see anything with it. Do yourself a favor, go spend the extra money, get yourself a Coyote Reaper by Predator Tactics. You'll be so much happier with it. The difference is day and night. The scope is phenomenal, but the IR light that they send you is garbage. I have nothing good to say about it whatsoever. As far as this particular sight is, or this particular scope is concerned, the field of view in it is amazing. I mean, you got a great field of view. Even when you zoom it out, it gets a little bit grainy at the 20 power range, but for the most part, up to about 15, you got a really good, clear screen. It is a digital scope. It does run off of lithium-ion batteries. When they send you the scope, you get various different mounts, different rings for it, so that you can mount it however you see fit. The other rings that come with it are a little bit lower profile, but it's a 30mm tube. You might want to just replace the rings, to be honest with you, because they just don't have it. They're kind of lacking that, and what I did is I ended up replacing the rings, and I'm a lot happier with it. This is on a 6.5 Grendel AR platform. It works really well. There's no issues with the recoil. The sight and the recording is phenomenal. I've recorded dogs on this particular scope out to about 250 yards and was able to see them perfectly fine without any issues. So this price point on this particular scope is about $7.99. It comes with the bad IR light, and for about another $150, you can get yourself into a Predator Tactics Coyote Reaper. To 32 power scope. It does come with its own IR light in the box. Comes with its own mount that's already attached to the scope, so there's no dealing with any kind of aftermarket mounts or anything of that nature to secure it appropriately to your rifle. One thing you might want to consider is maybe buying a riser for it if it's too low for you. This is a really good scope. It has two different options for the infrared. It has a black and white option and a green option, and then a really crisp 1080p HD daytime view as well. So for the price point of $4.99, you get the scope and you get the light. This light, like I said, is not as good as the Predator Tactics one, but I do plan on replacing it. But it does get the job done. It's got a good field view on it, a good range. One of the things that people might not like about this is inside, the field of view for the inside of the scope, being able to see is pretty small. But for me, it doesn't bother me. It's good. I like it. I just want to maximize my scope with a better IR light, and then we'll be good to go. This is on a 5.56 platform. The recoil does not bother the scope whatsoever in any way. on to the Thor 4 by ATN. Now this is a thermal scope. It's a 1x10 power scope. And reason why I chose a 1x10 power scope is because when I was using my ATN X-sight 4K Pro, I never went above 6 power. I'm calling dogs in, I'm not shooting them across the county. So I don't need anything more than a 10 power scope. Now, I will say this about this particular scope. When you get up to about 6 or 7 power, the thermal is a little bit grainy. You can still pick up heat signatures. In fact, I was picking up heat signatures from cattle down in a cow field at about 1,000 yards. I could still see them. I could see them as spots, but I couldn't make out what they were. Granted, 1,000 yards is a long ways off, but the point is you can see the heat signatures with this. So with this particular rifle, good field view, point of view inside the scope itself. It's got a really wide field of view, and I appreciate that about this particular scope, and as well the other ATN products that I've used. This one also does recording. It also has a mic, same as the Xsight 4K Pro. This has the auto nuke option, which basically resets your thermal to the environment that you're in. So last couple nights I've been out night hunting. I've seen the temperature drop pretty quickly, and the auto nuke will keep resetting based on the temperature around me, which is nice because it's good that the scope kind of adapts to where you're at and what you're doing as far as like what it sees in its field of view. So if it ends up that the thermal activity on it is not where it should be, the nuke button will happen. It also has a manual nuke option as well. So you just hit the power button, it goes in the manual nuke, and it resets the the scope for you. This is on a 5.56 platform. Recoil does not bother this scope at all. I've been able to pick up animals no problem at about 250, 300 yards and pretty much make them out what they are. Like I said, you can see heat signatures out to 1,000 yards is where I was at with no issues. Haven't killed a dog with this scope yet. Fingers crossed it happens soon. But I do have some footage that I would like to share with it and just give you guys an idea of what it looks like. Price point on this, the thermals are not cheap. This guy is about $3,000 for the 1x10. It's a 640 by 480, which has to do with the processing power of the thermal and the technology inside the scope. So you get higher this, you get better thermal. You get more zoom, you're gonna get a better screen. So just think about that if you're looking into a thermal, and if you want to buy a thermal, you know, keep those things in mind when you're ordering from ATN, because it gives you multiple options when you do order. This runs off of a lithium ion battery, has an SD card, it'll take up to a 64 gig, as does the Xsight and the Sightmark Wraith. So, hey, thank you everybody for tuning in and checking me out. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Happy hunting. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Take care, guys.